Namaste. My name is Manisha Singh, Assistant Professor in Department of Food and Biotechnology in Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences in Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. I am teaching you subject Fruits and Vegetable Processing Technology for class BSc FND 4th semester and BTech MTech FBT 4th semester. Today we will discuss about the fruit juice extraction and the fruit syrups. So now let's begin with the topic. First of all, fruits plays an important role in human nutrition. Before the 20th century, drinking squeezed fruit juices was the privilege at of only a few. Milk was the first preserved grape juice with the heat treatment in America in 1869, followed by Müller Trungen in Switzerland in 1896. Thus began the production of preserved fruit juice. A wide range of drinks can be made using extracted fruit juice or fruit pulp as the base material. The types of drink made from fruit can be separated into two basic types: those that are drunk straight after opening, and those that are used little by little from bottle, which are stored between use. Okay, the different types of drinks are classified according to the following criteria. For example, juices are nothing but the pure fruit juice without adding anything. But nectars are normally contains 30% fruit solids and are drunk immediately after opening. Squashes are normally contain at least 25% fruit pulp mixed with sugar syrup, and they are diluted to taste with water and may contain preservatives. Cordials are crystal clear squashes, and syrups are concentrated clear juices, and they normally have higher sugar content. Okay, then we have preparation of raw material for the juice extraction. For that, mature, undamaged fruits are selected, moldy or underripe are sorted and removed, and the fruits are washed in clean water, and it may be necessary to chlorinate the water. Fruits are graded based on sizes. The fruit is peeled to remove stones or seeds, and the fruit is chopped into the pieces. Then after, there is a step juice extraction. There are several methods to extract the juice depending upon the type of fruit. For citrus fruits, which are naturally juicy, and the best option is to use a presser. Some fruits, such as melon, papaya, are steamed to release the juice. Apples are pressed, that is hydraulic, pneumatic, screw, or basket press, and the fruits such as guava, mango, soursop, pineapple, strawberry must be pulped to extract the juice. The fruit pieces are pushed through a perforated metal plate that crushes and turns them into a pulp. Some fruits can be pulped in a liquidizer and then filtered to remove the fruit pieces. There is a range of equipment available that varies in size and in the type of power supply. Okay, then polygalactourinase and pectinylase and cellulase are used to hydrolyze the pectin and fruit cell wall, facilitating juice release during pressing and increasing the yield. Enzyme treatment requires heating because it is the most effective at around 50 degrees Celsius and requires some reaction time. Juice yield is affected by pressing condition, that is temperature, pressure, presence, and type of pressing aid. Then typical juice yield range between 70% to 95%. After the juice is extracted, then that extracted juice is subjected to straining, filtration, and clarification. Although the juice is naturally cloudy and it is strained or filtered by the press, vacuum, and rotary filters to make it clear. The production of clear juice requires the removal of suspended material and prevention of the development of turbidity after juice bottling. The most common cause of turbidity in clear fruit juice can be attributed to the interaction between proteins and polyphenols. Freshly pressed juice contain suspended solids that are deliberately precipitated prior to filtration. This precipitation step is called clarification. Other measures often are taken to remove soluble materials that have the potential to form after bottling hazes. These measures are often called fining. It may be necessary to use pectic enzymes to break down the pectin and to help the clear the juice. Okay. Next step is the blending and pasteurization. Juices are sold either in the pure or sweetened. Then fruit squashes would normally contain about 25% of fruit material mixed with a sugar syrup to give a final sugar concentration of about 40%. Squashes are diluted with water prior to use, and as the bottle is opened, partially used and then stored. It is necessary to add a preservative. For example, 800 ppm sodium benzoate is added in fruit squashes. Another popular product is fruit nectar, which is sweet mixture of fruit pulp, sugar, and water, which is consumed on a one-shot basis. Essentially, these consist of a 30% mix of fruit pulp and sugar syrup to give a final sugar level of about 12 to 14%. All fruits contain sugar, usually around 8 to 10%. Okay, there are several chemical preservatives which are used, which can be added to the fruit juices. The maximum permitted values of preservatives are as follows. For sulfites and sulfur dioxide, we commonly used levels are 0.005 to 0.2%. Sorbic acid is 0.05 to 0.2%. Benzoic acid is 0.03 to 0.2%. Then citric acid, there is no limit for the citric acid. Then pasteurization, and it is basically to inactivate the microorganisms and enzymes. Yeast, molds, and bacteria are commonly found in fruit juices, which, if not killed, can spoil the final product. Apart from these microorganisms, different enzymes are present which need to be inactivated in order to stable the product. Pasteurization time for different fruit juices are as follows. For orange juice, pasteurized at 80 to 90 degrees Celsius for 1 to 10 minutes. And Salmonella is recommended pathogen of interest for the purpose of pasteurization for the orange juice. E. coli O157H7 outbreaks have been reported. Then orange juice pasteurization aims not only to kill pathogenic and spoilage microorganisms, but also to inactivate pectin methyl esterase. Next is the mango juice. Mango pulp is pasteurized at 90 degrees Celsius for 1 minute and stored frozen. Alternatively, mango nectar can be heated to 80 degrees Celsius, filled in cans, held at the same temperature for 10 minutes, and then cool down. Polyphenol oxidase is the most relevant enzyme affecting the quality of mango puree and the nectar. Next is apple juice. E. coli O157H7, Cryptosporidium parvum, and Alicylobacillus species are of major concern in apple. Clarified apple juice is typically pasteurized at 95 degrees Celsius for 10 to 30 seconds or at 85 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 seconds. Then juices can also be pasteurized after filling in the bottle, and the temperature and the time required depends on bottle size. The bottle size and pasteurization time at 80 degrees Celsius, that is for 0.33 liters bottle, 10 minutes is sufficient at 80 degrees Celsius. And for half liter bottle, the 15 minutes at 80 degrees Celsius is sufficient. And for 0.75 liters bottle, 20 minutes is sufficient for pasteurization. Then the pros and the cons of pasteurization within after bottling. The benefits are the juice is pasteurized within the bottle, so the chance of recontamination of the juice is reduced, and no need for the large stainless steel pans for the pasteurization. And the problems are difficult to ensure the internal temperature of the bottles and reaches the desired pasteurizing temperatures and requiring glass bottles for pasteurizing. Next step is filling, sealing, and sterilization. In all the cases, the product should be hot filled into the clean, sterilized bottle. After filling hot, the bottles are capped and laid on their sides to cool prior to labeling. Different equipments are used for sterilization, filling, capping, and labeling of the food products. Then after, packaging of the fruit juice in the suitable packaging material. The soft drink sector uses a wide variety of packaging formats. The main types are glass. It is the oldest type of packaging for soft drinks, fruit juices, and waters. The advantages of glass packaging is that it is chemically inert and will not affect quality, odor, or taste of product. It is strong, rigid, and 100% recyclable. Next type of packaging material is PET bottles, or you can say polyethylene terephthalate bottles. It is a popular choice for packaging because it is a light in weight, flexible, and recyclable. It can be used for both still and carbonated products. Cans, including aluminium and steel, are mainly used for carbonated drinks, and they are 100% recyclable and light in weight. Using recycled aluminium to make a new can saves 95% of the energy that would be needed to make a can from virgin materials. Next is the cartons are a major packaging format for still drinks and fruit juices, and they protect the freshness, flavors, and nutritional qualities of both fresh and long life drink products, enabling the distribution at ambient temperatures or under refrigerated conditions. Then after, the labeling. The following information must appear by law on fruit drink labels: the name of the food, the weight or volume, ingredient list, date, mark, and storage conditions, preparation instructions, name and address of the manufacturer, packer or seller, and place of origin, and lot or batch mark, and nutritional information. Okay, that are enough for packaging of fruits and fruit juices. Okay, next is fruit syrups. So, according to the regulation WHO, syrups are, as sucrose is classified as free sugars. According to the European law, a sugar is defined as any monosaccharide and disaccharide present in the food, excluding polyols. And syrups fall under the definition of sugar as they are mainly comprised of monosaccharides and the disaccharides. Under the public and political pressure, there is a large interest in labeling foods to contain less sugars or being low in sugar. Okay. For that, there is many of them use honey as a sweetener, maple syrup, corn syrup sweeteners are used, date syrups are made, and agave syrup, etc. are made. So, in your exam, questions will be asked like explain the extraction process of fruit juices and prepare a flow chart or draw a flow chart for orange juice, orange squash, orange nectar. They will give you any fruit and they will ask for make a flow chart for juice, nectar, squash, etc. So you have to make it on your answer sheet. And in your exam point of view, entrance exam point of view, they may ask the values for how much how much sulfur dioxide is added and sodium benzoate is added in the fruit juices, basically the quantities. Okay, so that is enough for the today's session. Thank you so much for watching this video.